Now, does anybody have a problem with this claim? Some people are better than others at some things, with some tools, under some circumstances. It makes sense. When people were taking the exam, there were, in all of the sections, a few people who stopped right here. Why did they do it? Why would they, during the exam, drop this whole really important context part and just focus on some people are better than others?
Wasn't the first part sort of what we already thought, like common sense wise, and then the additional, like add some things, some tools, and some circumstances is sort of like where Professor D was challenging the way we were already thinking about it.
Not even challenging, but extending,
yeah.
Right? That this is not something that you hear a lot, but this, every day of your life. This stuff is drilled into your brain, and this isn't. And that's why I think some people slip away from this. And what is common starts detracting from what is fully what makes sense. Okay? And so that's what I want to dedicate this entire class today to practicing. Two kinds of claims. You have value claims, which is the ideals, right up in the clouds, and fact claims. Facts are what is, values is should be. Now, the way that I spot common sense coming out in posts, just so you know, are these following terms. Definitely, absolutely, always, without a doubt. Because the only way you're going to make a claim that humongous and universal is if you think you have the entire culture at your back. When you come out and say boldly, everybody knows this, you're relying on something commonsensical. I'm going to read you the first one. Failure is terrifying, but it is important to be successful in life. However, I don't think that a person has to fail at something to learn a lesson. For example, in a culture class last quarter, I got an A on a research paper and learned a lot about my writing style and how to successfully write for that professor. This experience is just one example of how people can succeed and learn something at the same time. This is where it gets interesting, because what is the common sense that this student, this woman, who is talking about success and failure, what does she think failure is? As a fact.
Failure is terrifying, but it is important to be successful in life.
Failure is terrifying. You have to fail a little bit to get here, but it's terrifying. So here's a common sense claim. Failure is terrifying when?
There's consequences.
If it's a
Like
life or death
external
situation.
Tell me about consequences.
I guess like social or family expectations. It could be financial.
Why does that make failure terrifying? Judgment. What are some situations in which failure is a terrifying thing to you?
When you have to pass a class and if you don't, you have to either stay for summer school, right before graduation, right now. If I fail any of my classes, that fucks up my entire plans.
Expectations, stigma.
Stigma on your intelligence.
Okay, identity. Are you a smart kid? Are you an AP student? Are you an honor student? Are you in remedial classes? Well, don't worry, you'll get on track. Anything else that makes failure terrifying? Yeah.
Like the loss of opportunity.
Okay.
I was going to say something like letting your family down.
Goals. If I don't get this degree, I can't have this job. If I don't have this job, I can't bring money. If I can't bring money, I am a failure not only in school, but in life, in the eyes of my wife and my children and my teachers. I am worthless. You are essentially dying, right? It is mortal terror. She made one simple claim. Failure is terrifying, and she stated it as an absolute given. And it's important to understand why she did that. What are the consequences of failure being terrifying? What does that lead people to do? Learners. People who are in a learning situation.
Be discouraged.
Huh? Okay, so discouragement.
Inhibits risk-taking and exploration. Being afraid to try because you might fail. So you just don't do anything at all.
You could also do the opposite. It's there as motivation.
And let me ask you, you're trying as hard as you can. You're still not acing that test. What does terrifying failure motivate you to do that you wouldn't do otherwise?
Lower your standards.
to quit.
Change.
Change how?
Evaluate behavior, life choices.
Give me an example.
I don't know, like if I was failing at my psych courses, I'd probably change out of the major and change my whole career.
Okay, so I like psych. Psych was my first choice. It's my passion in life, but I'm not good at it. Guess I'd rather give up on my dreams than be a failure in the eyes of society. That's horrible. I'm sorry.
You can cheat.
Cheating.
Ask
You
for
get
help.
you get a tutor. Yeah. Change your study habits.
Tell me about changing your study habits.
Maybe instead of going out on a Friday night, you could stay in and
Okay, you're at home. You've given up the party. You're reading. You've been reading for 3 hours. Words are just turning into mush. What do? You can't fail. You gotta keep going. What do?
cry.
Give up, break down. Come on, people. I know somebody out there is not a quitter. So things aren't making sense. What do? How do you keep trying? What's next?
I honestly kind of am still proud of myself, even if I don't succeed. I'm kind of like, well, I did my best. Cool, I learned some stuff. But like, I don't know, I kind of like...
You are clearly not cut out to be an A student. Come on, do what it takes. Have you ever had a class that you really struggled in? One more step, you gave up the social life. You went to office hours. You tried. And now your body's shutting down. Don't tell me no one has gone to Starbucks. It's right out there, right? It's so common sense. It's so common sense that you don't even see it. I'm falling asleep. I know. Amp myself up. I'm falling asleep again. It's not strong enough. Go get some espresso. Layer that shit. What other thing? How many people in here have friends who have taken drugs to help enhance their studying habit or fuck people? Do you understand? Drugs! Do you understand why not just letting these claims stop at the ellipses is such an important part of this class? We want to draw them out because by drawing out the fuller reality behind these common sense claims, from moving beyond what is common, which is this, to what makes sense, which is that when human beings are terrified, they will do drastic and unhealthy things to get themselves away from that terrifying failure. That maybe that's not healthy for learning. Now this, importantly, is not setting up a solution. This is not giving you a solution. It's just saying, now we know what the real problem is. Even within a post that is completely rose-colored glasses, right? Hey, you don't have to fail to learn. Oh yeah? But why are you so terrified of failing? And is that healthy for you? Ooh, did you get a little tingle? I just got the little tingle.